Hello students. Today we will be discussing the three major topics. First one is work done by a constant force. Second one is energy. And third one is various forms of energy. Before moving to the first topic, let us discuss about work. What is work? Work is defined as some product of force and displacement. In a simpler way, we can say it as work done is equal to force into displacement. That is W is equal to F into S, where W is the work done and F is the constant force acting on an object and S is the displacement of the object in the direction of force. In the second slide, we can see that work has only magnitude but not the direction. Magnitude means size or amount of something which tells us how much physical quantity is present without consideration of its direction. Here, if there is no direction, means work is a scalar quantity. Scalar quantity means here it always considers on an magnitude with no direction. Here we can see a simple example with a force of 1 Newton and a displacement of 1 meter. The work done will be here. The work done can be uh, here the work done is F into S. From that we can write it as 1 Newton meter. By this we can say that unit of work is Newton meter or joule. Thus 1 joule is a work done when a force of Newton displaces an object by 1 meter in the direction of force. Now we have two conditions. If the force is 0, the work done is also 0. Suppose a book is resting on a table. Now here there is no any kind of force acting on it. Only the gravity is present. But this gravity doesn't affect any kind of movement. So we can say that force is 0 and also work done is 0. Similarly, if the displacement is 0, no work is done. Here we can take it as some stationary bag. A boy is carrying a heavy stationary bag and for being support, he is giving some kind of force to it. But there is no any kind of movement. If there is no any kind of movement, displacement will be 0. So by that no work also will be done. So no work is done. And next we had two cases. The first case is when force and displacement are in same direction. Force and displacement both are in same direction. The work done will be positive. Let me give you an example. A baby boy pulling a toy horizontally. So here the baby boy and the toy both are in same direction. So work done will be positive. Whereas in the second condition, we can force that acts opposite to the direction of the motion of an object and thereby here the speed reduces. From this we can say that the speed of the object becomes slower and this we can tell with an example like friction between the floor and then sliding book. Okay, next coming to the point here force and displacement are in opposite direction. So here the angle will be 180 degrees. So if you take an formula, W is equal to Fs cos theta and give an angle with an 180 degrees. Cos 180 is minus 1. From that we can say that work done is negative. Finally, we can conclude that work done by a force can be positive or else negative. Next, we had an activity. Uh, that is a man is lifting an object up. Here there is a force by a person with upward direction, and this displacement is in straight. That is in this direction, and gravity will be downward direction. It always be in the downward direction. And here we had two cases. Like first one is lifting force. When we are lifting the force, when we are lifting an object with a force and the displacement both are in the same direction, so work done will be positive. Whereas in the second case, that is gravity, we can say that it is always in the downward direction. So here the gravity is in downward direction and the displacement is towards straighten. They both are in opposite direction. So work done will be negative. And in the next case, we can secondly, we can discuss about energy. What is energy? Ability to do work is called energy. For more clear explanation, let us take this energy as a superhero story. Think of an energy as a superpower of an object. So this superpower helps them to do work. Just like superhero uses his superpower to make things happen. Just like that. Okay. And now let us move on with an examples one by one. The first example is a superpower, and here we can take it as some speedy superhero. So the fast moving cricket taken as speedy superhero. Okay. Here this fast moving cricket has a very high speed. It is moving with a very high speed. When it moves with a very high speed, it hits the wicket. So it uses some kind of energy that is superpower, and it knocks the wicket away. And if we jump from the mountain, we had a great force acting on it. Similarly, if we lift any of the object, there will be some kind of work doing there when it falls. And third example is hammer. So here we can take it as some strong hero. Okay. Here there is a wood and nail and a hammer. If we give a strong force or else energy to the nail, it strikes to the wood. So it is a strong superhero. Next we had a wound up toy. Here we can take this wound up toy car as some tiny racer superhero. Okay, so let us consider there is a boy who loves the cars very much. He is giving charging to the toy car like a superpower. So if it is charges means there will be some kind of energy to it. When he kept it on floor, it moves forward just like a superhero. Okay, and then we had a last example that is balloon. Here this is a flexible superhero. Okay, so here we had two cases. The first case is when we pull the balloon little bit, it changes its structure, and if we remove it, it regains into its original shape. So there is some kind of energy stored in it, right? And then other cases, if we rub faster, like harshly, the balloon will be blast. Boom. So from this we can say that energy which is stored will be released and the balloon got blast. Okay, these are the examples of energy. um, And there is a question called how does an object with energy do work? Here we can take it as some simple example. Moving ball. There is a moving ball and consider it as first object, and it strike to the second object. So here the energy transfer from first object to the second object so that the second object moves. Here, the second object receives energy and therefore do some kind of work. And the first object also has some capacity to do work. From this, we can say that anything that has some energy can make things happen, and making things happen is called work. And here we had a simpler definition of energy. The capacity of an object to do work is called energy. So here the units of energy is similar with that of work. That is joule, as it is named after James Prescott Joule. And we can say that the 1 joule is the energy required to do 1 joule of work. Likewise, 1 kilojoule is equal to 1000 joule. Next, Next, we can say that various forms of energy. We had different kinds of, or else different. We had different forms of energy. That is magnetic energy, nuclear energy, electrical energy, chemical energy, thermal energy, potential energy, and kinetic energy. So all these energies can be explained in detail in further classes. Thank you.